Welcome to Voices from the Outback, the podcast where we bring you real stories from the heart of rural Australia.
Today we're in Dubbo, New South Wales, speaking with seasoned cattle farmer Graham MacAlister. With over 30 years of experience raising livestock and working with one of Australia's most iconic dog breeds, the Australian cattle dog, Graham has seen it all. He's here to share his deep understanding of this remarkable breed, not just through the eyes of a dog owner, but through the lens of a working man who's relied on these dogs day in and day out in the rugged Australian bush.
Let's hear what he has to say. Graham, thank you for joining us. To begin, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your work here in Dubbo?
Cheers for having me. I've been running cattle out here most of my life. The land teaches you patience, and the dogs, well, they teach you trust. I couldn't do the job without them.
Now let's talk about the breed itself. For listeners who don't know much about the Australian cattle dog, how would you describe them?
Tough, clever, compact, and all business. These dogs were bred to move cattle across harsh country. They're not just pets, they're workers, thinkers, and partners in every sense.
Thoughtful. You've worked with many cattle dogs over the years. What key traits make them such valuable partners on a farm?
They've got an engine that doesn't stop, stamina for days. Add in brains, boldness and loyalty, and you've got a dog that not only helps get the job done, but sometimes leads the way.
Would you say herding comes naturally to them, or is it something that needs to be heavily trained?
There's a strong instinct, no doubt. But raw instinct needs shaping. Without guidance, that drive can go the wrong way. With good training, they become surgical in how they handle stock.
When you start with a young pup, what's your approach to training?
Start simple. Obedience, trust, commands. Then let them watch and learn. Cattle work isn't taught in a day, it takes patience. But once it clicks for them, they become incredible.
How do they handle the physical demands of farm life? Long days, tough terrain, and hot weather.
They were made for it. I've seen these dogs work from dawn to dusk without slowing down. But you've got to look after them. Plenty of water, rest, and respect.
And what about mentally? Are these dogs easygoing, or do they need constant engagement?
They're thinkers. Leave them bored and they'll find mischief. Give them jobs, puzzles, or training and they thrive. Even at home, they're not lazy loungers. They want purpose.
Let's talk about personality. Over the years, have you noticed much variation in temperament or working style among different dogs?
Every dog's different. Some are quiet and strategic. Others are bold and fast. Some bond instantly, others take time. You learn to spot their strengths and build from there.
You've likely seen others work with this breed too. What common mistakes do people make with Australian cattle dog?
People get them for the look or toughness, but don't realise how much they need mentally and physically. If you don't give them structure and work, they'll run rings around you, or worse.
Their energy and smarts. Do you think this breed can adapt to life in the suburbs or cities?
Only if the owner is active and committed. If you've got time, patience and a way to keep them working, agility, obedience, even long hikes, they can adapt. But they're not made for apartment life.
Let's shift to health. What should owners know when it comes to caring for these dogs physically over the long term?
They're a hardy breed, but nothing's bulletproof. You watch for hip issues, eye problems and wear and tear on the joints from all the running. Keep them fit, vet checked and working smart.
And what's the best kind of diet to support a working cattle dog?
High protein, balanced and consistent. Working dogs are like athletes. They burn fuel fast. You've got to feed them like they earn it. Quality food means fewer problems down the road.
If someone's thinking of getting an Australian cattle dog for the first time, what's your best advice?
Be honest with yourself. If you're ready to commit, to train, work, and grow with the dog. You'll have a mate for life. If not, pick another breed. These dogs need purpose, not just play.
Graham, after all these years, what do Australian cattle dogs mean to you personally?
Thoughtful. They're more than working dogs. Proudly. They're mates, partners, and part of the land. You build a bond through work, dust, and trust. Firmly. I wouldn't run a farm without one.
That wraps up today's episode of Voices from the Outback. A heartfelt thanks to Graham MacAlister for giving us a glimpse into life on the land and into the heart of one of Australia's most iconic and capable dog breeds. The Australian cattle dog isn't just a symbol of endurance and loyalty. It's a living part of this country's story. From the stockyards to the kitchen door, these dogs prove themselves again and again. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more real voices from rural Australia. Until next time, take care, keep your boots dusty.